Everything that is wrong with the world is because of you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your bullshit you're peddling. The world is not saying, you know what, you're right. Chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their preference. Like, dude, this guy is the enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there, asking these stupid questions.
Shutting down woke culture athletes take a stand. Introduction. In recent times, a wave of athletes has taken a stand against the pervasive influence of woke culture, particularly in sports journalism. With reporters often pushing political agendas during press conferences, many athletes are stepping up to challenge these narratives. Explore various instances where athletes have confronted woke reporters, showcasing their bold responses and the implications for the sports community. Sean Strickland's press conference showdown. UFC champion Sean Strickland made headlines when he faced a woke reporter during a press conference.
We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said, if I had a gay son, I would think I've...
Oh, look, another, I'm saying the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
Instead of sticking to UFC-related questions, the reporter attempted to delve into political topics, clearly aiming to provoke Strickland. From the outset, Strickland recognized the reporter's intentions and called it out, setting the tone for a heated exchange.
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance to interact with a more diverse
Let me know. Are you gay?
Can I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking. This is a part of. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude. You're part of the fucking problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just fucking pathetic. And the fact that you have no backbone and has he shut down your country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that? Go yourself. Move the on, man.
The reporter started by asking Strickland about his political views, particularly regarding Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Strickland's response was direct and unapologetic. He implied that if someone dodges a question about their political stance, it usually indicates they support the opposing view. This moment showcased Strickland's willingness to confront the reporter's agenda head-on. As the conversation progressed, the reporter tried to criticize Strickland for his past comments about having a gay son. Strickland quickly turned the tables, questioning the reporter's own integrity and stance. He pointed out the absurdity of the reporter's questions, stating, "You're part of the problem." This exchange highlighted the frustration many athletes feel towards the media's attempts to push woke narratives. Dana White's no-nonsense approach. UFC President Dana White also faced a woke reporter who attempted to frame questions around homophobia and transphobia in the UFC.
I just want to go back. You were talking about, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm
free speech.
The reporter insinuated that White gives his fighters a leash regarding their speech, implying a need for control over what they say. White's response was swift and emphatic. He asserted that he does not dictate what any fighter can say or think, emphasizing the importance of free speech. White stated people can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want. This moment not only defended his fighters but also reinforced the principle of free expression in the world of sports. Kyrie Irving's stance on heritage and responsibility. Basketball star Kyrie Irving found himself at the center of controversy after sharing a link to a documentary that some deemed anti-Semitic. During a post-game interview, Irving was confronted by reporters eager to press him on the backlash. However, Irving stood firm in his beliefs, emphasizing the importance of understanding one's heritage. He articulated that his intention was not to promote anti-Semitism but to explore his roots. Despite acknowledging some unfortunate criticisms within the documentary.
In terms of the backlash, or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no.
He maintained that two truths can coexist. Irving's stance resonated with many who appreciated his commitment to his heritage, even in the face of adversity, including financial repercussions and public scrutiny. Ronda Rousey's response to gender pay gap questions. In a striking moment, UFC fighter Ronda Rousey faced a reporter who questioned her about the gender pay gap in sports. The reporter referenced the ongoing pay disputes in women's soccer, implying that Rousey's success was an exception rather than the rule.
We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
Rousey's response was both powerful and pragmatic. She emphasized that pay should correlate with performance and the revenue generated. Rousey stated, "I'm the highest paid fighter not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies, they do it because I bring in the highest numbers." Her message was clear: success in sports should be based on merit, not gender. Todd Bowles on race and coaching. Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles also faced a reporter attempting to steer the conversation towards race. The reporter questioned Bowles about his relationships with other black head coaches in the league. Bowles responded with a refreshing perspective, stating that he and his peers do not focus on race but rather on professionalism and coaching. His assertion that they do not look at what color we are when coaching was a powerful reminder of the importance of meritocracy in sports. Bowles highlighted that the focus should be on performance and skill, not the color of one's skin. This response challenged the narrative that race should be a primary consideration in sports discussions. Tom Brady's tactful avoidance. Even NFL legend Tom Brady was not immune to woke questioning. When a reporter suggested that he would have faced more criticism for his political views if he were a black athlete, Brady skillfully sidestepped the bait. He responded diplomatically, focusing on his commitment to being the best athlete and person he could be. Athletes like Sean Strickland, Dana White, Kyrie Irving, Ronda Rousey, Todd Bowles, and Tom Brady have demonstrated a willingness to challenge the narratives pushed by the media. Their responses serve as a reminder that while sports can be a platform for social issues, the primary focus should remain on performance, integrity, and free speech. As the dialogue continues, it will be interesting to see how these athletes influence the future of sports journalism and the broader cultural landscape. Their courage in standing up against woke culture may inspire others to voice their opinions and challenge the status quo.